Hey, yo, good evening, viewers of YouTube. My name is Tyler, aka Chico, and now better known as a fly from CZ Binance. And welcome to the show that exposes pieces of crap in this space, because we all know flies are attracted to crap. It's time for Chico Crypto. What I would like to talk about today is the Bitcoin mining giant Bitmain and the founder Jihan Wu. The first thing I would like to discuss is some old news. Last month on January 10th, it became official. Jihan Wu and co-founder Zhan will be stepping down and replaced by a new CEO, Haichao Wang. The successor Wang currently holds the position of product engineering, but has been in the process of taking over since December. There was no stated date on when the eventual takeover will be official, but it is happening. When it does take effect, Wu and Zhan will move away from the company's day-to-day operations, but will still help make final calls on the big decisions. One thing though, Jihan Wu has went AWOL with no public appearances, and his last public tweet was on December 13th. What has happened? Are investors mad and are they shunning him? Chico is doing some investigations and will update you soon. So, Bitmain still accounts for 75% of the world's ASIC mining production and still has a large grasp on total hashing power in the Bitcoin network through its two company-owned mining pools, Antpool and BTC.com. But the grasp has been fading since the bear market took over. Back in June of 2018, Bitmain nearly gained 51% of the total hash rate with its two mining pools. But since then, if we examine the current hashing distribution as of yesterday, it looks like Bitmain's two mining pools collectively own 25.7%. A major decline. One thing I found interesting is an unknown hashing pool now is the largest single pool, owning 23.7% of the hashing power. It's obvious Bitmain has been facing turbulence during the bear market, rumors of bankruptcy, and ASIC manufacturing competitors popping up left and right. A major example is Ebang Communications, led by CEO Dong Hu, a new kid on the block, whose eBit line of miners are some of the most powerful in the industry. Their newest machine, the eBit 11++, clocks in at a whopping 44 terahashes per second. If you compare that with Bitmain's most powerful miner, the S15 coming out in February, 1 month before the 11++, it only has 28 terahashes per second. Then there is Innosilcon, led by CEO Gordon Au. This company has the Terminator T3, which clocks in at 43 terahashes per second, and has a release date around the same time as Ebang's, in March of this year. This means the S15 is going to have major competition 1 month after its release. But things get even worse for Bitmain. A Redditor who goes by the name Lightsword on Reddit has an S15 miner, and they were able to discover a vulnerability by auditing the firmware update file on the Bitmain support site. This vulnerability allowed the reprogramming of the miner remotely, so an attacker could overtake S15s from across the world and make them do different things. They could possibly enhance them, make them more efficient. Okay, that isn't so bad, but the attacker could do nefarious actions. They could cripple the miners and make them less efficient, even make them unusable and destroy them. The attacker could also redirect the address so that the mined coins could be deposited to another address that the attacker owns, effectively taking over entire mining warehouses that use S15s. This is some dangerous stuff, and it's good that this was a white hat who discovered it, because if it was a black hat who got a hold of it, it would have done damage and would have been catastrophic. Now, security researcher and developer @00WhiteRabbit on Twitter was the one who then wrote and tested the code exposing the vulnerability. And yes, it does work. Let's watch a video of the code being deployed and in action right now. Now, Reddit user Lightsword has said that he has no problem helping Bitmain fix the vulnerability, but under one condition. Only if Bitmain complies with the GPL licenses of the software they use in the firmware for their miners. GPL is a widely used free software license, which guarantees end users the freedom to run, study, share, and modify the software. Bitmain has had a stronghold on their firmware, and it is very buggy upon release, according to Lightsword. He wants users the freedom to fix these bugs, identify vulnerabilities, and shut down any backdoors. In April of 2017, a backdoor was found which could potentially have shut down 70% of the hashing power for the Bitcoin network, which would have been deadly to Bitcoin. With new competition from other Chinese ASIC manufacturers like Ebang and Innosilcon, the threat of another vulnerability is massive because they could take over the network if all of Bitmain's ASICs go down. Remember the unknown pool with 23% of the hashing power? If one of these is the new ASIC manufacturers and Bitmain goes down, they could control over 51% of the hash rate. Deadly to say the least. Cheers, viewers. I'll see you next time.